In this podcast, I will explain how to calculate the network address, the subnet mask, broadcast address, and range of possible host IPs for a given address. IP address given here is 172.16.0.0/26. /26 indicating side annotation, which stands for classless interdomain routing. Okay, if now the numbers given here are in decimal, and now to convert to binary, if you don't know how to do that yet, you have to watch the first video, and let's assume you know that, and here it is done. Okay, then the next one says what is the mask in binary and decimal. So to get the network mask, you simply look at this number. 26 indicates the number of bits that is needed for the network. Okay, so notice, remember 4 octets here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 8, each one of them has 8 bits, gives you 32. But if you just use 3 of them, it's 8 times 3, which is 24. That's not enough. You need to take 2 from the last one as well. So that's why I have turned these all blue, indicating network bits. And then once in red are the host bits. So after you get the binary number, now convert to decimal. This one is easy because when it's all turned on, it's simply a total of 255, which you would know by if you did enough exercises. Okay, and just the last one, it's only the 2 are turned. Okay, so there's 128 and 64. So next one, remember to leave the host bits to 0. Okay, so you only turned on the network ones and host 1 to 0. This gives you the network mask. Okay, then the next question says what is the network address in binary and decimal. To get the network address, you simply have to go to get the IP address and the network mask in binary. So this is the IP address in binary, network mask in binary, and carry out bitwise logical AND. Previous video showed how to do a logical AND, and in short I can say that all the results of carrying out an AND, bitwise AND, will be a 0 except when both are 1s. So when both are 1s, it'll be a 1. So that's one example, and there's 1 here and 2 here, and there's none here. And in this case, even though these are all 1s, it's all 0 results because of they both have to be 1. And once you get that, okay, you convert it into decimal, which you know how to do, and that is your network address. Then the next one is, it says find out the broadcast address in binary and decimal. To calculate the broadcast address, all we have to do is leave the network address everything as it is. Okay, the ones in blue, the network bits, leave it as it is, and just turned on the host bits. So there's all the host bits turned on. Okay, that gives you the broadcast address. When you convert that to decimal, it's 172.16.0.63. Now the next question asks what is the range of host IPs in decimal. To get this, you simply have to look at the network address and the broadcast address and get everything that's in between. It's a very easy one. So since we've used up the 0 for network, 63 for broadcast, we are left with 172.16.0.1 to 172.16.0 to 62. Okay, now I've got some things here, but before we get to that, I will explain the important items here. The steps. If you're given a question, okay, you're given an IP address, how do we go about? Here's a summary. First, convert the given IP address to binary and keep the 4 octets clearly separate. Don't join them, making it hard to distinguish. Find the subnet mask using the given side notation. Okay, so like slash whatever number, it could be 26, 30, whatever is given. You use the number of bits that it's required. And if you can multiply by 8, you can do that easily. And then you turn on all the bits indicated that is needed by the network bits. So then when it's all turned on, then you convert and use an extra bit from another octet when you need, and then convert to decimal. Then perform bitwise AND on the network mask you've just calculated and the given IP address, okay, from the start, to get the network address. Right, and now to get the broadcast address, set all the host bits to 1. All the host bits to 1. So from that result, what you got, okay, notice, go back here again. That's the same thing, but you turn all the host bits to 1. And there you go, you've got it. And then how do you find the possible range of hosts? It's simply leaving the one for the network address, and then the one for the broadcast address. You're left with the range of possible addresses. Now I've just entered this here because sometimes the questions also ask what is the type of network. What they really mean is what is the class. While the IP address is in CIDR format, a class can still be determined by using the first octet. Get that one? While the IP address is in the CIDR format, a class can still be determined by using the first octet. Remember, value for the first octet defines the class. So this one, class A, is just the first bit. Class B uses the first 2 bits and it's 1 and 0. In class A it's 0. Class C it's 1, 1, 0. So if you leave those aside as it is, so what's really left for class A is 0 to 127, and class B it's 128 to 191, and this is 192 to 223. It's just simply calculating from your binary numbers, you know all what it stands for. 255 is the total, and in this case